This is another one of the more difficult problems from the Lesson 3.5 web assignment, where we're told that the combined area of two squares is 26 square meters, and that the sides of the larger square are 5 times as long as the sides of the smaller square. We want to determine the dimensions of both squares. So I'm going to draw myself a picture because I'm a very visual person. So here's my smaller square, not necessarily drawn true to scale. Here's my larger square. And obviously I don't know anything about any sides in terms of what their actual measurements are. So it just says that when we add the area of square 1 to the area of square 2, the combined area is 26 square meters. That's our starting point. The sides of the larger square are 5 times as long as the sides of the smaller. So if I called the smaller side length S, then the larger side length would have to be 5 times that, or 5S. And remember, a square has sides all of equal lengths. And also remember that what we do to find the area of a square is we just take its length times its width. So the area of the smaller square is going to be S times S, which is S squared. And the area of the larger square is going to be 5S times 5S, which is 25S squared. So now we can plug that into our combined area equation. The area of the smaller square is S squared. The area of the larger square needs to be added to it. That'll be 25S squared. And that equals 26. Now remember, this is 1S squared. So 1S squared plus 25S squared, is 26S squared. And now I'm just solving for S. So when you're solving for a variable, you undo your operations in reverse order. So when we're simplifying, we follow the order, "Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally." When we're solving, we reverse that order, and maybe the phrase "someone at Domino's made excellent pizza" will help you. Someone at means that you undo subtraction and addition first. There is none. Domino's made means you undo multiplication and division next. So we have multiplication. So we're going to divide both sides by 26. And we get S squared is equal to 1. Well, there are two numbers, like the previous example. There are two numbers that squared equal 1. One of them is -1, because -1 times -1 is +1, and the other is +1. But the side of a square cannot be equal to a negative number. So in this application problem, it's only reasonable to identify the positive square root as the length of the side of our square. So now we know that the length of the side of our smaller square is 1, which means the length of our larger square has to be 5 times 1, or 5.